Hello, and welcome to the Olentangy Local School District Volunteer Training Program. As Winston Churchill said, you make a living by what you get, you make a life by what you give. Olentangy Local School District appreciates our volunteers who offer their time and talent to help us reach our mission, to facilitate maximum learning for every student. A requirement to be a volunteer in Olentangy includes completing a background check. To obtain your background check, click on the Secure Volunteer icon on the front page of the Olentangy website. As you can see, it is on the lower right-hand corner and it states, "We need volunteers just like you." Background checks are valid for 3 years and must be redone after the 3 years have expired. Trust and respect. As a volunteer, you serve as a role model for our students. How you interact with school personnel and students will impact students' trust, respect, interactions, and behaviors. Our volunteers exercise gracious professionalism by working collaboratively, acting with integrity, and intentionally carrying out the mission of the district when working with staff and students. Volunteer expectations. Attend and acknowledge completion of the annual Olentangy Local School District Volunteer Training Program. Adhere to all building and district policies and procedures. Work under the supervision of school personnel. Engage students in successful and meaningful learning experiences. Possess a genuine interest in the overall academic and social experience for students. Maintain the highest level of confidentiality with all student information. Exercise knowledge of all school safety information. Seek school and district personnel for direction, guidance, and assistance. Collaborate to keep students at the forefront of all interactions, engagement, and decision making. Professional conduct and communication. Remain cognizant that you represent the Olentangy Local School District community at all times. Never be alone with a student with the exception of your child in a closed room or other private setting. Maintain positive demeanor with students at all times. Keep all student information confidential, for example, behavior, demographics, academics, family, discipline, etc. Maintain appropriate physical boundaries with students. Never touch students in any way that is aggressive, disciplinary, or sexual in nature. Understand that students can attach themselves to adult behaviors, so exercise sound judgment at all times. Private communications, such as phone calls or text messages or any social media, should not be used with students. Maintain strict confidentiality concerning student and staff information, such as student grades, records, or abilities. Contact school personnel regarding any student concern. Engage in conversations that demonstrate respect for others and avoid language that may be perceived as discriminatory, sexist, or offensive. Student abuse and child neglect. Report all suspected incidents of child abuse and/or neglect to school personnel immediately. Olentangy Local School District Child Abuse or Neglect reporting forms will be housed in the main office of each school building. Volunteers possess the right to report directly to Job and Family Services at the telephone number indicated below. Follow directions for reporting to your specific county board. This is an example of the Olentangy Local School District Student Abuse Child Neglect form. Issues that affect education or safety. Located on the front page of the Olentangy Local School District website are 2 links for students, parents, or volunteers to report neglect, bullying, or safety concerns. They can be found on the lower right-hand portion of the website, and they will state, "Stay safe, speak up," or "Bullied, speak up." Olentangy Local School District policies. All volunteers must read and acknowledge understanding of the following policies. These policies will be accessed in the link under Step 2 at the completion of this video. Once you access that link, you will notice on the screen you can choose either bylaws or administrative guidelines. For example, to find policy 4120.09 volunteers, under policies you will choose 4,000 for classified staff, which will then take you to a classified staff page listing 4120.09 volunteers. Once you hit that link, you will then land on the volunteer policy page. You can do the same procedures to access the administrative guidelines. Olentangy policies and procedures. Number 1, complete the following: a BIB background and provide the building office with a copy of the results. Participation in the volunteer training program, and sign the volunteer training program acknowledgement form. Number 2, sign in and out on the visitor and volunteer login sheet in the main office. Volunteers must wear a badge at all times. Number 3, report to the assignment on time as scheduled. If a volunteer cannot make the scheduled day or time, please notify the teacher or staff member as soon as possible. Number 4, any information regarding a student must remain confidential. It is not to be shared with anyone. Any information regarding academic, behavior, family, etc. Number 5, non-school age children are not permitted to accompany the volunteer unless permission has been granted from a building administrator. If permission is granted, it is always the responsibility of the parent to ensure non-school age children maintain quiet and non-disruptive behavior. Number 6, review and adhere to all building fire and tornado evacuation plans. This includes all drills. Number 7, discipline and crisis intervention is the responsibility of the school personnel. If need arises for involvement, seek staff immediately and follow staff instruction. If a child is injured, notify school personnel immediately and remain with the child until the member of school staff arrives. Do not treat the child yourself. Staff is trained to care for students. Number 8, respect instructional time. Any question should be addressed with the teacher or staff member during non-instructional time. Number 9, when addressing teachers, staff, or adults, use the titles Mr., Mrs., or Miss to model respect to the students. Number 10, conduct yourself in a positive and professional manner at all times. Number 11, building administration must approve any communication that a volunteer would like to distribute. For example, flyers, emails, social media, or those via telephone. Number 12, when using the copy machines, allow teachers or staff members to interrupt if necessary. Number 13, as a volunteer, you do make a difference. Always remember that students and their welfare always come first. Welcome to Olentangy Local School District, and thank you. Olentangy requires that all volunteers certify that they understand their responsibilities as a volunteer and also understand their privileges can be revoked by the building principal due to a violation outlined within the volunteer training program. Upon completion of this video, please follow the link in step number 3 to complete the volunteer acknowledgement form. In that form, you will indicate your first and last name, your email address, your child or children's names, as well as any buildings in which they attend. You will indicate yes that you have read and reviewed the volunteer training PowerPoint video. You will indicate yes that you have read, understand, and agree with the Olentangy Local School District Volunteer Training Program, Guidelines, Policies, and Procedures. You will indicate yes that you understand that by signing the form, you are releasing the district of any obligation should you become ill or receive an injury as a result of your volunteer service. You will complete the form by dragging and clicking the mouse to add an electronic signature. It is important that volunteers may only begin once they complete the appropriate background check, acknowledgement form, and electronic signature have been received. Please contact your building's main office to verify receipt of your status. Again, welcome, and we thank you.